Hi, this is Dan, and welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the Sunday Underpinning Energy. It is the weekly forecast for the week of August 14th through the 20th. It is not solely set for that date. If you're seeing it on a different date and it still makes sense to your life, by all means, utilize the reading. If it doesn't make sense, that's okay. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time. Please, if you're new to me, check out the drop-down menu. In there is things like housekeeping rules, what decks I'm using, how to contact me on social media for a private reading, and ways to support the channel. Easy ways to support the channel is hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing, leaving me a question or comment, and sharing the video out. Let's get into this reading and see what's going on for this week in August. So our first card out is the Emperor. Not mad at him. I like him. He's major arcana, so I would say at the beginning of the week we should feel empowered. We should feel in control. I love that this Emperor is facing to the future, and he has his eyes set on a goal, right? And the Emperor is kind of like the benevolent father. You can't necessarily cut corners with him. You can't cheat. And what I mean by cheat is like there's no taking the easy road this week, but we're prepared for it. We're ready for it. We have our direction in mind. The Emperor is associated with the sign of Aries, which is fire, totally driven, directed, clear on what we want, how we want it, and high expectations too. Like we should have high expectations early in the week. One second. Sorry, getting a text message. To me, it's like if we have a goal in mind, the early part of the week is to set forth a plan. We may have to do some work. You know, the Emperor would indicate work, or I don't want to say like work in a bad way, but like, living up to the expectation, not letting ourselves down, right? Or letting others down around us. And if others are around us, having high expectations of them might be a thing that we're experiencing. But with the Emperor, it says to me that like we should expect only the best. We deserve only the best, right? If it's coming at us from a situation or a person, then it's to hold them to a high regard. Tell them what our expectations are. Understand, I don't want to say demand it, but sort of the Emperor kind of does demand that attention to detail, that attempt, giving it our best attempt, or having someone else give us the best attempt is really the expectation the Emperor would have. If it's anything less than that, it's kind of not acceptable. So let's go to the midweek card. Wow, midweek card is strength. So this is Leo energy. This is also major arcana and fire. This could be an extremely dynamic week, guys. I don't know what the end of the week card is going to be, but if it's like the other fire sign, if it's like Temperance or something like that, which would be Sagittarius, that would be a trip, because we are in Leo season. Strength card is about being, associated with the sign of Leo, but it's also about being strong, getting beyond difficulty, being able to maybe even power through situations this week, not necessarily falling to the wayside or allowing situations to run us. With these two power cards, I feel like we are in charge. I love that the lion is also facing the future too. So wherever we're heading this week, or whatever we've got our eyes set on or our goals set on, it's very clear to us, and we're very passionate about it. We're very fired up and ready to take action and to move towards that goal, that pursuit, that achievement with sort of not only unbridled passion, but a certain amount of like real clear direction. The energy should be high in these first few days of the week, in the midweek. So here is the end of the week card. It's the Knight of Cups. Not mad at this either. I love that he's facing straight forward at us. The Knight of Cups would indicate love. He is water, right? He's the element of water, but he's in service to himself or to others. He's present, he's available. Some of us could be feeling some serious ideas towards a relationship or a passion, something that we're very passionate about, that we love very deeply. We'll be appreciative at the end of the week of the work that we've done, the effort that we've put in, and we'll be very aware of the love that we feel, whether it's for a person or a situation, a job, whatever it is that we've got our sort of eyes trained on this week. To me, it feels like by the end of the week, we're real emotionally connected to it, available to it, in service to it, but in a very, I don't know if, but he's a very romantic card, so I would say in service to it in a very romantic way, or from a place of love and compassion rather than a place of maybe financial or material gain. Does that make sense? This is something that whatever our goal is, whatever work we're putting in, whether it's into a relationship or an endeavor or a goal, it is done so with such passion, fervor, and like high standards in the middle of the week, in the beginning and the middle of the week, that at the end of the week we can kind of sort of sit back, rest, relax, and enjoy sort of the effort that we put in. I also feel like this Knight of Cups is very much in the present moment by the end of the week. Like we can look back and see what steps we took, where we took them, and why, and understand and appreciate them from a place that's really supportive, in service, kind, compassionate, all of that sort of energy. So let's look at the Shamanic Medicine card. Oh, this is new for us. This is Flute Expression. All right, so I'm going to say this. I love it. He's also looking to the future, right? He's also quite pleased with himself. And in Native American belief, my understanding is when I took a shamanic class, we have like the song of our heart. And when I see him playing this flute, and I look at the fire sign cards of the two major arcanas, which would be spirit driven, right? But they're also extremely passionate and action oriented and desirous. And then we see the Knight of Cups here. To me, this feels like a week where we get to pursue the goals of our heart or the song of our heart. Flute, to me, the word expression, expressing what we desire, what we love, and being open and available to that. Maybe even, I wouldn't say vulnerable in the first part of the week, because that Emperor is not vulnerable, nor is Strength, but the Knight of Cups is. So we might be letting our guard down towards the end of the week and becoming more available to express emotionally how we feel about something that we're extremely passionate about, okay? Let me read expression to you. I get a feeling when I look at these cards, though, before I even read the book, that to me this feels extremely lighthearted. It feels empowered and direct in the early part of the week and the midweek. But then it also lightens up. There's like a joy and a fervor. The joy comes in on this expression card and then the Knight of Cups. It feels to me like this is going to be like a really incredible week. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the cards throughout the week. But whatever it is that sort of like our heart is singing or saying to us, we need to listen, and then we need to meet that desire like full force, like right where it asks us to be, and then take those steps and do those steps in strength, putting forth, I don't know if, like, I want to say effort, but effort usually is sort of means that there's not going to be a successful outcome. But to me, it's like we're putting together, with the Strength card, we're putting everything we have into this, and we're understanding that it will pan out, is the feeling that I'm getting. So, the shamanic flute is played with freedom. There are no rules or musical scores to follow. It is played as an expression of one's soul, as a direct connection with spirit. The free flow of communication has been missing from your life recently. You have found it hard to express yourself. Sitting out in nature with a shamanic flute will help you get things off your chest. As you play, allow the sounds to meander from your soul, and the music will speak to you in ways you have never felt or heard before. That's sort of the desire of these fire cards coming up in the early and midweek, and then the Knight of Cups at the end of the week, guys. It's like listening to our heart and our soul bubble forth. Switch off from your mind and allow yourself to follow the sounds as they emerge through the carved wood and the creative element of air. Flute urges you to fully express yourself, as this will shift your consciousness. Instead of being stifled and trapped, your true essence will soon spring to life. As the freedom returns to your creative flow, a lively new enthusiasm for your passions will follow. Inspired action invokes your spiritual path. Now is not the time to hold back. Flute gives you express permission to speak your truth and to sway to your new tune, rejoicing to the song of life. Flute revealed, one of the oldest musical instruments in the world, the flute was played by Egyptians, Sumerians, and the ancient Greeks, who all fashioned their instruments with 6-finger holes. Some of the oldest flutes made of bone were used in rituals for hunting and to call upon the deities. Today, the haunting melodies of Native American and Mesoamerican flute call us, reminding us of our home within our heart. Other divinatory meanings: express yourself, give yourself permission to be you. Don't let others change you. Guys, that's the high expectation of the Emperor, and then the Strength card, and then the truth of the Knight of Cups. Be proud of who you are and what you stand for. Practice speaking your truth lovingly in all situations. Get to know yourself as you take steps to rediscover who you truly are. Flute speaks, I offer healing through my sound. We work well together too, I found. Play with me amongst the trees, soulful tunes upon the breeze. This is going to be an incredible week to propel us forward, is my feeling. Let's go to the grounding stone. So the grounding stone is on Tiger Eye, and the word is forgive. So maybe forgiving others or ourselves in certain situations, or maybe where we've meandered away from the path of the song of our heart. That's the opportunity this week, is to ground ourselves in that idea of forgiveness. Forgiveness is also very open energy, right? Where we are able to let go of things that maybe have held us back or not risen to our expectations. But we don't necessarily have to entertain them any further, right? We can forgive them and let them be where they're at or what they are, and then we can continue to move forward from this place of truth from within our heart. That is the forecast for this week. I'm excited to see the cards. Please like the video, share the video out, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, guys, and leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see how this plays out, and we will build upon this energy. Have a wonderful day, you guys, and take care. I'm super excited. This is like I got a really good feeling from this reading.